A cleansing is at hand. A reckoning is due. Things are heating up in July. Intensity, churning energies, the fourth dimensional shift, just a few of the things Archangel Metatron brought up in the July 2023 Lightworkers Forecast. Are you ready? Buckle up and let's go. July is coming in with a bang, and I'm not just talking about fireworks. Things are heating up, both environmentally and politically, which impacts everyone in one way or another. It would serve you to pay attention to the churning energies, some of which are poised to erupt. Expect lots of busy energy flowing in, around, and over your daily life. It will be more intense than Julys of the past because you've entered a new phase in your journey. Everything is a-changin'. Sometimes it may feel like you've got a tiger by the tail. In truth, it's that higher level of awareness and responsibility we've been talking about. We've arrived. The fourth dimensional shift is here and will require some period of adjustment. Reconsider how you approach challenges. Bring your enhanced perceptions along for the ride. Re-examine what you think you know. Use your heightened awareness to make ever more empowered choices. Never mind whether it's the best choice for someone else. Thinking that way leaves you with a bland pudding. Some spicy pizzazz is needed if you're to rise above the mundane, to experience the thrill of full out living your soul's desires. No, that doesn't mean others will be left behind. Remember, they're having their own up-leveling experience. When everyone participates, everyone thrives. You're leveling up, baby, like now. Shifting on the fly. You'll have to make your adjustments as you go, because these energies are not stopping for anyone. A cleansing is at hand. A reckoning is due. The immediate focus ought to be on keeping your ship upright and afloat. It won't be long until you found your footing in fourth dimensional reality. Then you'll be ready to move onward to an even deeper understanding of your new reality. Notice how it flexes and bends to accommodate? Ride the waves. Have no fear. In fact, lean into this new 4D way of being, and soon enough, you'll have greater insight and potentially even more endurance to ride the challenging waves ahead. With great change comes great challenge. You can expect the dark forces to vigorously fight as they feel themselves being deselected and left behind. Of course, that's merely an illusion, but until they grasp that truth, they may find themselves metaphorically shipwrecked. Your door of opportunity. While they grapple with their new challenges, a door of opportunity opens for you, dear Lightworker. Redouble your efforts to reach out in love, as you are inspired, to give others a hand up. There's a huge opportunity to increase your numbers as those who were not prepared flounder to find their sea legs in this upshifted reality. If they're willing, you can position your own ship to give them a tow until they're able to proceed on their own. More reaching out, more collaboration, more goodwill towards other peoples of the world is required now. No one need be left behind, unless by their own choice. Self-care for smooth sailing. Amp up the self-care so that you can sail smoothly through this readjustment period. This includes attention to your chakras. Keep them clear and engaged, particularly your solar plexus, as you'll need to lean on it heavily while you sail through the seas of discernment. You must be diligent with your discernment, as things may look the same on the surface, but be entirely different inside. That is intentional to ensnare and pull you down to the depths. Don't fall for the ruse. For many years, you've been training to develop the clarity of vision, allowing you to discern what is of divine and what is not. Always toss spoiled fish. That is not to say you won't occasionally make a mistake, but when that happens, toss it overboard like spoiled fish. It doesn't belong in your boat. You see? Discernment. You might say it's the ultimate buzzword of the fourth dimension. Now that we've addressed the challenges, let's turn our attention to the delights, for they are many. even gravity. Higher dimensions shift all sorts of things, including gravity. Of course, until Gaia completes her rebirthing, you'll not feel the full effects of 4D life. In the interim, seek out the marvelous delights of being in this new energy. Much like a smorgasbord, test everything out to find where and how your perception of reality has changed. Begin with your body. Where do you notice differences? Are things easier, harder, a mixture? How must you shift to adapt? Evaluate the aspects of your life that no longer serve and are ready to be released. What other aspects have been on simmer, waiting for an opening, are now ready to be incorporated? Who are you in this new reality? For you cannot be the same. What new choices have come into your awareness for consideration? Resist the urge to pull back, for that tosses you out of flow. Your new reality requires more lightness of being and more flexibility. Indulge your curiosity to try new things. It's time to double down on embracing your inner child. Let him, her, them out of the box and follow their lead so that you might adapt more swiftly and delightfully than your ego self would otherwise allow. Speaking of ego, if you haven't already had your powwow and made peace within yourself, now would be a dandy time to do so. Gone is the era of separateness. Your evolution will propel you into oneness with self and the world. Everything is connected. Moving forward, there will no longer be separation of ego, higher self, and soul, for you will function from a shared purpose and vision. Guard your energy in these early days of 4D life. Flow, not force. You're accustomed to using more force in daily life, even though we've been lecturing on flow for a long while. Bring that same level of force into 4D, and you will struggle as if attempting to run in water. Slow down. Breathe. Take your foot off the accelerator and idle a bit. Feel your way through to a lighter state of being. Rethink everything. For instance, you need not smash like buttons. You can lightly tap them. Same result with less expenditure of energy. Why pound something with a sledgehammer when a mere light tap will suffice? In the beginning, it will take great focus and effort to adapt. Then, just like any other new task, you'll quickly shift and old ways will become a distant memory. We encourage you to also bring that same attitude to bear with regard to those who think differently. Let bygones be bygones. We mean it. Let it go. Move forward into your new reality together. That's the way to realize the prophecy of Earthtopia. What? You thought once you shifted into 4D you'd be there? No, that's not the way it works. Everything happens in alignment with the divine plan. Shifting into 4D is a big step forward, but it's only the beginning phase of the journey to Earthtopia. No worries. Take it one step at a time, feeling your way through, and you'll be poised to enter the new reality of Earthtopia sooner. Keep in mind that everyone's ascension journey happens on their own timeline. Some arrive before you. Many more will arrive after you. That gap is baked into the timeline, allowing space to accommodate everyone. Compared to where you were, you are actually moving faster. Nothing is slowed down. It's only your new 4D perception that's different. The big picture. How does one know whether they've shifted into 4D? Easy. Everyone has. This shift affected everyone, just in different measures. Some stand at the gateway with just a toe in the new reality. For them, life will feel more of a struggle. Others jumped in with both feet and are now treading water while they get their bearings. Still another group is somewhere in the middle. Like deer in the headlights, they're momentarily dazed, waiting for their vision to clear. Wherever you are is perfect for you. Spend less time focused on others and more on your own journey. That's always a wise choice. now even more so. Once you've sufficiently adapted, you'll be able to see some of the subtle changes that weren't previously obvious. Then you can use your new insight to help others catch up. That's the way it always goes. Being a pioneer. The pioneers suss out the situation, clear the path, quantify the details, formulate a cohesive plan, then share generously so that the next wave will find an easier path. Awareness that this process is occurring puts you in the pioneer category. It's not the first time you've been an early arrival. This pattern is woven into your soul's DNA and continues to replicate during each successive period of mass transformation. You expected more upon reaching 4D? We understand. It was a big shift, but the ramifications take time to fully reveal themselves, lest you be overcome by sensory overload. Patience is pragmatic. There will come a day in the not too distant future where you will realize the enormity of this shift. Until then, go with the flow and allow yourself to savor the experience. When you put it in that context, it's not so different from what you've already been doing. There may be only 1 or 2 steps visible on the path ahead, while the rest remain out of sight. That's purposeful. When you need to see more, you will. Nothing new about that. Paraphrasing Martin Luther King, you don't have to see the entire staircase, just the first step. Besides, don't you enjoy a good surprise now and then? DNA resequencing. Has the DNA rewriting reached completion? Yes. However, there's still a period of time where your body adapts to the new sequencing. Everything's a process, and this is no different. There's nothing you need do aside from what we've already expressed. Know and trust that everything is proceeding according to divine plan. War, catastrophe, and the esoteric. What about the war in Ukraine? Is it finally coming to an end? Presently, signs are pointing towards the conflict winding down by October, with Ukraine being admitted to NATO by year's end. What about catastrophic weather events, fires, volcanic eruptions? Will they settle back to normal levels? You can expect a higher than normal occurrence for the next year. The timing is tied to Gaia's evolutionary process, and that will take the time it takes. Aside from the esoteric, people want to know what they can expect on a day-to-day basis. Is there room to relax, or is it all hands on deck time? There's some room to relax, but don't let your guard down entirely. The psychic battle for control of the planet continues, and Gaia's rebirthing ripples remain unpredictable. No, it's definitely not time to become complacent. However, you can handily compartmentalize to incorporate more self-care while at the same time practicing keen discernment and vigilance against potential attack. That sounds like a tall order. Nothing you can't handle with an angel assist as needed. You've got this. So there you have it, friends. Ready or not, the heat is on. But there's nothing to fear because your angels have got you today and every day. What could be better than that? This is Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, wishing you a marvelous July filled with joy, love, and that all-important self-care. Until next time, bye.